CJ, you guys as kind of a young wide receiver core have had a couple issues with fumbles the last couple of games. Is there like one thing, or a couple of things you guys can point to as to why you've maybe lost the ball a couple times lately?
The biggest thing is just concentration. You have to follow through with the catch, look it all the way in and things like that. We made those mistakes and we fixed them. It's over with. It's on to the next play. So we feel as after we did that, we know what we have to work on as far as, the catch and the tuck. But, hey, it's over now, so, it's on to the next play and just making plays for Deshawn.
Is that a transition you have to make from high school where you can probably make, like, everyone miss, and now in college where, if two guys get to you, you have to get down?
Yeah, that's a big change. At this level, everybody's bigger and faster. So you have to kind of have that notion in the back of your head, okay, if there's three guys in the area and I have nowhere to go, get down. So, we made that mistake and we learned from it, so now we know.
Coach Kelly's talked a lot about Deshawn having really high standards and not meeting those against Duke. For you guys, how do you view kind of how Deshawn has played so far this year?
I think he's played well. He's a great leader. He's a guy who demands your attention, and he demands greatness from each and every one of us. The biggest thing now is just for us to just be more reliable. I felt like we've made plays in spurts, but we just have to be more consistent. The guys in our receiver room are capable of making plays. It doesn't matter if it's, a young guy like KJ Stepherson or Chase Claypool. So, he knows we can make the plays. We just got to make them consistency and just do well. Thank you.
CJ, how has you particularly processed everything that's gone on in the last the last 5 weeks of this season, and especially in the last couple days?
Yeah, I just see it as a little bit of adversity. It's just how you respond to it. The guys in this room are high character guys. You can't even question that. So the biggest thing from here is just to see how guys respond. See if they're still going to go with their work in a positive way. And I think we responded well. We're just going to keep on grinding. Keep on doing what we can control, and I think in the end we'll rebound. Because like I said in this room, we have guys in here who are high character and who are going to fight to the end for each other as a group. So I think we'll be good.
How hard is it to have that tunnel vision that you have to keep grinding to, some of the guys talked last week about not looking beyond the next game, the next play, that sort of thing, rather than being tempted to look at the big picture?
Yeah, you're right. It's tough kind of, trying to have that tunnel vision. But the biggest thing is that we've just being in this room together is just a family. Not looking beyond the bigger picture, just looking beyond, hey, how can I help my brother? How can I, put everything on the line for the guy next to me? So we know we just keep that focus in-house and on each other, then the rest will follow.
CJ, how do you feel when Kelly says that pretty much everybody's job is on the line?
Just try to have tunnel vision. The biggest thing is just family. Like I said in the previous question, kind of putting everything aside, from you and putting everything on the line for your brother. So no matter who's in the game, if Deshawn's carrying the ball or Josh, I know I have to put everything on the line for them. And, if Corey's in the game at slot, I'm going to be supportive of him and, hoping that he makes plays. So it's just that family core value of just being there for each other.
And when you just said that Deshawn demands your attention, can you give examples of how exactly he demands his teammates' attention?
When it comes to detail in practice, whether you're on your blocking assignment or if your route wasn't a certain way, he kind of demands your attention. To hey, we need everything perfect, and I like that out of him. So we just got to keep on striving to be great. I like that he's pushing us in that area, and I think it'll pay off.
And Kelly also said that, I guess, Monday that there were some meetings, and he feels really confident that you guys have a clear understanding of the direction that the team needs to take moving forward. How, I guess, was there more fire in the room? Did the players show, I guess, like a different attitude already? Or how do you think that Kelly why does Kelly think that there is a clear understanding, I guess, moving forward?
I'm not going to say too much because it stays kind of in-house, but the biggest thing is just putting everything on the line for your brother. I know I said that in the last two questions, but that's really what it comes down to. There's so much noise, in the media and things like that, but we really have to just focus on each other And we know that if that aspect is in play, and which we will do, then everything else will pay off in the long run.